anything is possible. That is the takeaway from today. If you have been praying, I was born into a generation that only knew abortion. This took place 50 years ago. This was signed into law. And here we are today at a federal level. Roe v. Wade was overturned. And the takeaway is that anything is possible. If you're conservative, if you're Christian, the worldview that we hold near and dear, that we believe this is the fundamental things that are right and wrong, the ways that we should be living versus not living. Anything is possible. Why? Why is anything possible? Because it is the people in this country who hold the authority. It is the people in this country. And honestly, God, I dropped to my knees today and I thank God for what happened today. When I read it, I dropped to my knees and I wept because this is the pro-life generation. We are the pro-life generation. We are the generation where God says, I've set life and death before you. Today, choose life. We chose life. Today, at a national level, we chose life. And we righted a blood-stained 50-year wrong. As a people, we did that. This happened. This is a God thing. This is a but God moment because only God could have done this. He gave us Donald Trump. He used this very, by all means, rough around the edges man. When he was elected, probably did not know the Lord. And even, he's still a little rough around the edges today. But God used him to put 2 Supreme Court justices in. Radical, conservative, pro-life justices. And the battle that surrounded both of them being put on that court was monumental. People manifested because they didn't want this day to happen. And today's happened. We're here because Donald Trump was elected. We're here because he put 2 Supreme Court justices on. And we're here because those Supreme Court justices held true to the ideals. Even when it was leaked, what was it, almost 2 months ago, and they had threat of life, and people manifested, protests in front of their house, picketing, all sorts of stuff, stuff, threatened them physically, threatened their lives. They still held true to the ideals that they believe in, that we believe in. And today, we have had, at a national level, abortion overturned. It is a monumental day. It is a day of Thanksgiving. It's a day of life. And I'm just so thankful to be alive to see it, truly. And honestly, it's the beginning of something entirely new. It's the beginning of a brand new season because no matter if you're Christian or conservative, wherever you are, what we should take away from this is that anything's possible. When we're of one mind, anything is possible. And it's so exciting and it's so encouraging. And I think that this is the beginning of a new season, especially for those of us who are Christian. Because I would think 10 years ago, people would say, oh, it's not possible. It's not possible for Roe v. Wade to be overturned. Oh, that would never happen. Even though we prayed for it and we tarried for it. This is a thing that God has done. God has used the most interesting, instrumental people to achieve today, to make today happen. And I'm so excited about it. I really am. And you know what? Abortion hasn't been overturned in about half the states. I mean, in so many ways, if you want to look at it this way, the Bible talks about sheep and goats, that in a lot of ways, these are sheep states, the ones who are saying, no, we're not going to have abortion on demand. Abortion should not be used as a form of birth control, which is how it's used today, which is why when you hear the tried and worn out explanation, talking points from the left of my body, my choice. It's like, do you know what? This isn't the 1970s anymore. Medicine has significantly evolved. We're able to know today DNA, totally separate DNA. Blood type oftentimes very different. This is not like taking a kidney out, which would be your body, your choice. You want to take your lung out, you want to take a liver out, piece of the liver, give it to somebody, you want to take a kidney out, give it to somebody. Sure, your body, your choice. But common sense medical science tells you it is not your body. That's what's so surprising to me. And then the other one that's like, oh, it's a clump of cells. You're like, is it? When we have 3D ultrasound and you can go in there and you can see the face of the baby, you can see the fingers of the baby. It is a human life. Abortion should not be a form of birth control. We need to say, the choice actually is, don't have unprotected sex. And then, right, the other, worn out thing is, well, what if it's abortion and what if it's a rape? What if it's incest? A lot of the states who outlaw abortion allow for horrific situations like that. We're really talking about the 95% of abortions out there, which are birth control. That should not be done. Medical science, common sense needs to kick in and say that should not be done. So now, this type of prayer battle, this type of legislative battle, legal battle goes to the states, as it should be, which is why we have the 10th Amendment, which is what the Supreme Court justices basically say. It is up to the states, and it is a marvelous day because at a federal level, we're no longer allowing the murder of innocent human lives, people that could have held the cure to cancer. There was a time in a season, well, I won't even go into that. But anyways, I'm just so thankful for today. I'm so thankful, as are, I'm sure, many, many, many of you are. And so I just want to be thankful with you. I want to rejoice with you because today is a day I believe that is written in heaven over our nation as a significant turning point. I think after this, in ways we've never seen before, I think revival is coming. I think that it is almost like a legal door of death has been shut over our nation, and we are coming into a new season of life. That's what it feels like. It really does. And I just thank God so much for what he's done. I mean, what he did with inspiring people to vote for Donald Trump, because I really think Donald Trump is one of the only guys that would have put such conservative justices on the Supreme Court. And we could thank him for that. As the church, as a nation, we should be thanking him for that. And then I'm so thankful for the justices for sticking with their principles. Even when threatened, they still did what was right and passed it back to the states. And now we start praying for our states, and we need to pray for our justices, the Supreme Court justices, that they remain safe, because you better believe, I wish it wasn't the case, but they have that whole, Jane's Revenge that is planning. I think it was Homeland Security told Catholic churches, please be aware that when this passes, there's going to be attacks on churches, specifically Catholic churches. So anyways, we need to be praying for their safety. We need to be praying for the justices' safety. So anyways, I just love all of you. I'm so thankful. I mean, today is just a day of Thanksgiving. So I wanted to get on here and just connect with you all and rejoice with you. And you know what? If you live in a liberal state, you can still have your abortion. So I don't know why really you're complaining. And apparently, right, woke capitalism is basically saying, we'll fund it for you. If you go to Starbucks, if you work at Lululemon, if you're a part of Uber, we'll pay for you to go get your abortion. So, in terms of why everybody's up in arms of like, oh, I can't have my abortions anymore. It's like, well, you know what? Maybe just stop having unprotected sex. Maybe just don't buy into the cultural lie that sleeping with as many people as possible is like the best thing for you and it should be the cultural norm. How about don't do that? How about have protected sex? How about that? Do that. Or just don't have sex. Wait till you get married to have sex. That's another idea. You can do that. I know it's radical, but that is also an option. All right, guys. Love you all. So excited. I'll talk to you later. Bye.